Denver. This is Fox 31 News at 8. We're on it.
Still ahead, setting up your kids for the future.
Well, we're sitting down with a Denver-based estate planning attorney who will share some key steps that parents need to know.
New at 8. Estate planning, one of those things that, as parents, you don't want to talk about it, you put it off, but then, sometimes it can be too late and the consequences are not fun to deal with. And often it's something that your family has to deal with.
So we have Pamela Garrett, an estate planning attorney and CEO of Law Mother LLC. She's joining us here live to talk about things that we can do to protect our kids. Obviously, you're very passionate about this. And, we're parents, and you're right. It's tough to think about and tough to plan, but it's something you have to do. I mean, we should have probably already started, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things people tend to put off until it's too late. So getting started sooner rather than later is key.
Well, and a lot of people think, hey, I'm not that old. I got plenty of time. I don't have any money. There's nothing to worry about. My kids aren't getting anything anyways. But those are two things that probably you should just take out of the equation, because everyone has some sort of an estate, and you never know when something can happen.
Absolutely. Those are common myths, that estate planning is only for the rich and it's only for the older people. And we know that it's important for everyone.
What's the first step?
So the first step, actually, the whole step spells the word legacy. And the first step is L for legal guardians.
Okay. So what do you mean by that?
You want to put in place guardians to protect your kids if something were to happen to you. And the default, if you put nothing in place, is a judge, a stranger, is going to make that decision for you.
Interesting.
E for economic support?
Yep, and the best way to get started with this is to grab a file folder and put the first page of your bank accounts, your retirement accounts, your life insurance accounts. One of my colleagues, her father passed away unexpectedly. It took her 2 years of looking through everything to try to find everything. And this is a major problem in Colorado. There's over 500 million in our Department of Unclaimed Property.
That's interesting, because you think about it, I know where my accounts are, I pay them, but my family might not know how to access that. They don't know the logins and passwords that I have, saved or whatever. G.
Guidance. So we've all dealt with employee handbooks. Think of a parenting handbook.
Okay.
What are those guidelines that you want your guardians to know if something were to happen to you? Financial, health, spiritual, all of that.
A.
Asset protection. And if you own businesses, if you own real estate, we want to put in an asset protection trust to protect it from future creditors, future divorces.
All right, C and Y. We got 2 letters left here.
2 left, yeah. So C is carry through, communicate, and update. And this is where I see a lot of estate plans failing, is people get them together and then 30 years go by and no one can find anything. So you want to really be sure to tell everyone.
Somebody knows.
Yep, and then I recommend fireproof, waterproof safe or bag or safety deposit box. And you really want to check in every 3 years to keep it updated or with any life changes.
And what was the Y?
Y is your legacy. So your loved ones are going to want more to remember you by besides these legal documents.
Right.
So it's all those insight stories and values. And I know you were just talking about Zoom fatigue. We're all used to being on Zoom, but that's a really great way to capture that legacy. The next time you're on with grandparents, click record.
Ask them questions.
Ask them advice, stories.
So you have those memories.
Yes, people will cherish it for many years.
Interesting. And I'm assuming you guys help guide people with this kind of stuff, right?
We do at our firm, and then I have a new book that came out.
Cool. Hold it up for us.
What's it called? Legally Ever After. I love that. That's clever.
Yeah, playing off the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
So we all know what happened to Cinderella, and your loved ones, they don't need a prince, they don't need a fairy godmother. They need you to be that hero and put an estate plan in place.
So important to do, especially even if you're just thinking about having kids. Get this process going now. All right, Pamela, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Where can people find your book?
At lawmother.com.
Okay,
Check out our website.
lawmother.com.
Thank you so much, Pamela. Good advice.